Case File TR 5812. Autonomous Document Behavior. Personal Item. Single Occupant. Nora Whelan kept her grocery lists on the back of old envelopes. It was a habit from her mother. Don't waste paper, write it down, check it twice. She'd been doing it for 20 years, ever since she moved out of her parents' house in Kellerton and into the apartment on Broad Street that she still hadn't left. The first anomalous entry appeared on a Tuesday in October. Nora was writing her usual list: eggs, bread, chicken thighs, the good coffee, paper towels, when she noticed an additional item already written at the bottom of the envelope, in handwriting that was almost hers, but not quite. The letters leaned slightly to the left. Nora's leaned to the right. Bone meal, 5 pounds. Nora stared at the entry. She didn't garden. She didn't bake. Bone meal was something you bought at a farm supply store, not a grocery store. She assumed she'd written it absent-mindedly, perhaps thinking of her mother's garden, and crossed it out. At the store, she put the bone meal in her cart by mistake. She didn't notice until she was loading groceries into her car. A 5-pound bag of bone meal wedged between the paper towels and the good coffee. She'd picked it up in the gardening aisle without conscious thought, the way you pick up a brand you always buy. She hadn't even been in the gardening aisle on purpose. She returned the bone meal to the store, left it on the customer service counter with a note that said, "Found this in my cart. Don't need it. Sorry." The next morning, there was a new entry on the envelope. Not bone meal. Something else. Charcoal, lump hardwood, 20 pounds. Nora had not written this. She was certain. Her handwriting was on the envelope. Eggs, bread, chicken thighs, the good coffee, paper towels. And beneath it, in that left-leaning script she didn't recognize, charcoal. She threw the envelope away, made a new list on a fresh piece of paper. Eggs, bread, chicken thighs, the good coffee, paper towels. Nothing else. She checked it twice, then put it on the fridge with a magnet. She came home from work the next day, and the list on the fridge had an additional item in the left-leaning handwriting. It was written directly on the paper, below her entries, in ink that looked fresh. Charcoal, lump hardwood, 20 pounds. She didn't go to the store that day. She left the list on the fridge and went to bed. In the morning, the list had 2 more items. Below the charcoal, salt, kosher, 3 pounds. Cornstarch, 2 boxes. Nora threw the list away and made a new one. Same 5 items, no additions. She put it on the fridge and took a photograph of it with her phone. Timestamped 7:14 a.m. At 7:16 a.m., the photograph on her phone showed 6 items. The new entries were already there. She deleted the photograph and made a new list. Photographed it immediately. The photograph showed 5 items. She set the phone down and looked at the paper. 7 items. 2 new ones had appeared in the 2 seconds between photographing and checking. Vinegar, white, 1 gallon. Flour, all-purpose, 5 pounds. Nora stopped going to the store. She ordered groceries online for delivery. When the delivery arrived, she unpacked the bags and found items she hadn't ordered. A bag of bone meal, a bag of lump hardwood charcoal, a box of kosher salt, 2 boxes of cornstarch, a gallon of white vinegar, 5 pounds of all-purpose flour. All items she had been asked to buy. All items she had not requested. She contacted the grocery service. They confirmed her order matched exactly what she had placed. No bone meal, no charcoal, no salt, cornstarch, vinegar, or flour beyond what was on her original list. The extra items were not in their system. Nora returned the items to the store, left them in the lobby of her apartment building with a sign that said, "Free." The next morning, the items were back in her kitchen. All of them, arranged on the counter in a precise line, in the order they had first appeared on the list. Bone meal, charcoal, salt, cornstarch, vinegar, flour. She threw them in the dumpster behind the building, wiped her hands on her jeans, went back inside. At 3 a.m., she woke to a sound from the kitchen, a soft, dry sound, like paper being folded. She got up, turned on the hallway light, and walked to the kitchen. The ingredients were on the counter again, all of them, but they had been opened. The bone meal was spread in a thin layer across the counter, mixed with the flour and cornstarch. The charcoal was crushed to powder and folded into the mixture. The salt was dissolved in the vinegar, creating a brine that had been poured over the dry ingredients. The result was a gray paste, roughly the consistency of wet cement, arranged in a shape on the counter. It took Nora a moment to recognize it. It was a handprint, an adult handprint. The fingers were slightly too long. Nora cleaned the counter, wiped the paste into a trash bag, threw the bag in the dumpster, cleaned the dumpster lid with bleach. She scrubbed the counter with dish soap, then with baking soda, then with a cleaning solution that smelled like chemicals and regret. The next morning, the paste was back. Not on the counter, on the wall. A handprint, gray and dried, pressed into the paint above the kitchen sink. It was larger than the first one. The fingers were longer. Nora called her sister. Her sister came over, saw the handprint, and said it looked like someone had pressed a cement glove to the wall. Nora told her sister about the grocery list. Her sister said that was weird, and then left. The handprint grew. Not in size, in number. A second handprint appeared on the hallway wall. A third on the bathroom mirror. A fourth on the inside of the front door. Each one was slightly larger than the last. Each one had fingers that were slightly longer. The ingredients continued to appear. Nora stopped throwing them away. She stopped ordering groceries. The ingredients arrived anyway, left on her doorstep in paper bags, in the same order, in the same quantities, as if someone had gone to the store for her. She stopped opening the front door. The ingredients came through the mail slot. By November, Nora had counted 27 handprints in her apartment. They covered every wall, every mirror, every surface that could hold a flat impression. The gray paste had dried to the color of old bone. The handprints were all the same size now, large with fingers that extended past where a normal hand's fingers would end. The last grocery list appeared on November 19th. It was not written on an envelope. It was written on the bathroom mirror, in the gray paste, in that left-leaning handwriting. Thank you for the ingredients. The hand is almost complete. I need one more thing. Below it, a single item. Your hand. Right hand. Palm up. Hold it against the mirror and don't pull away. Nora did not comply. She left the apartment that night and has not returned. The apartment remains sealed. The landlord reports that the handprints are still visible on every surface and that they have not faded, despite the paste being thoroughly dry. The grocery list has not appeared since November 19th. The ingredients have not been delivered. The handprints have not changed. But the mirror in the bathroom has developed a crack. It runs from the top edge to the bottom, splitting the reflection in two. On one side, the bathroom looks normal. On the other side, the bathroom is empty, except for a hand pressed flat against the back of the mirror from the other side, fingers extended, palm open, waiting. Case TR 5812 was classified as unresolved. Anonymous document behavior confirmed. Ingredient acquisition anonymous. Entity formation in progress. The handprints in Nora Whelan's apartment have not been cleaned. The landlord has made 3 attempts. Each attempt resulted in the paste reappearing within 24 hours on new surfaces: the ceiling, the inside of the kitchen cabinets, the bottom of the toilet tank. The Twilight Registry has dispatched a containment team to secure the apartment and prevent further ingredient deliveries. The team reports that the mail slot has been sealed, but a new delivery arrived anyway, left inside the sealed apartment, on the kitchen counter, in a paper bag. The bag contained a single item: a right-hand glove sized for an adult, made of gray material with the texture and weight of dried bone meal. Attached to the glove was a note in the left-leaning handwriting: one size fits all.